If you're like me, uh, you don't like unsolicited sales pitches. You find them intrusive, you find them invasive, uh, you find them irritating. They're like another one of those phone calls you get on your cell phone, and you know you shouldn't answer it because you don't recognize the number, and voila, it's a robot sales call. And so, just like you, I don't like to be sold anything that I'm not seeking. Now, with that said, I have something to sell you. And what I have to sell you is I know where you're coming from because I'm you and you're me. I know what it's like to have little room in my head for anything new because I can hardly keep up with what's already in my head. And so knowing that, how dare I say that I'm here to sell you something? Part of what I'm here to sell you is something that I need. It's a way to kind of relieve all the clutter in your head. And it's a way to help whoever you're trying to communicate with relieve and reduce all the clutter in their head. And one of the ways you do that is you get where they're coming from without their telling you. Because in this world, most people feel nobody gets where they're coming from, even when you tell others where you're coming from, because they just don't listen, they just don't care. But when you can get where someone is coming from, what matters most to them, what they're trying to accomplish, what they're trying to achieve, when you can get that without their telling you, they're going to be really attracted to that because they're going to think, how did you know that about me without my telling you? And geez, I wonder what else you know about me. And they're wondering not from a position of paranoia, like, how did you know that about me? I didn't tell you that. They're wondering about it out of curiosity because they're surrounded by people that they keep telling where they're coming from, what's important to them. And then if they do a pop quiz with all those people they've been telling, most of those people would fail because they're just not listening, they're not empathizing, they're just not caring. So what would it be like if you could change that? What would be the effect on you, your effectiveness, your success, your stress, is if with every conversation when you have another person, their first impression of you is that they don't need to keep their guard up. Everybody keeps their guard up. And we keep our guard up to protect ourselves. But when you walk around life with your guard up, it's exhausting. When you walk around interactions with people in business or people in your personal relationships, and the first thing you need to do is put your guard up, over time, it's exhausting. So what would it be like if people's first impression with you and of you is, I think I can lower my guard with this person? What would be the impact of that? And so that's what I'm pitching you, is a way to help other people lower their guard. And not only lower their guard, but not feel like you're going to do a bait and switch on them. Not feel like you're going to connect with them in some materialistic NLP approach. Because NLP, if you haven't heard of neuro-linguistic programming, is really a great way to understand people's modes of communication and their modes of understanding. The problem is many people who practice NLP, the practitioners of it, don't have the values of caring. They have the values of using the NLP to push something on someone that they don't need and they don't want, but getting them to buy it. That's not what we're about. And by the way, if you're a person who wants to learn a way to get people to buy things that they don't need and don't want, will regret buying afterwards with buyer's remorse and buyer's resentment, you're not a good match for us. But if you have a product or a service that not only solves customers and clients' problems, it exceeds their expectations. How rare is that you give someone a service or product And rather than being disappointed and trying to get into a fight with you to return it, they want more from you. And that's what Project Empathy is all about. It's creating a caring and trusting relationship. But you have to do the homework. If you have a product or service, you have to identify those people who most urgently need what you have. Again, we're not here for you to find some way to maneuver or manipulate people to lower their guard, and then you push something down their throat so you can make their numbers and they just regret having bought it from you. We're not about that. That's how we're different. And that's what I'm pitching you, and we're pitching you with Project Empathy. We could call it Project Trust Building, but that's too much of a mouthful. So we're sticking now with Project Empathy because we want you to be more impactful, more successful, and we want you to be able to sleep nights because you've really helped other people as opposed to taking advantage of them. Another requirement we have, and again, this is your chance to bow out and say, it's not a good fit. At your core, both my partner, Seema, and myself, we live to be of service, not to be of sales. We live to serve, and all it becomes is a matter of us identifying the people who can most benefit from what it is that we're selling that will serve them best. And that's why we hope you'll join us, check out some of our products and services, and build a relationship with you, because we like to build a relationship back.